Hey guys, it's Kia Nicole, your dream home matchmaker, helping you say yes to the address. And I cannot wait to have this conversation. This is a conversation that you see all the time on social media. People just saying like, hey, renting is the way to go because there's so many different things going on with purchasing a home. It's a scam. It's not good for you. All of these negative things. I'm just like, oh my God, like, oh my goodness, right? So I want to take out the time to really debunk a lot of myths around home buying, right? And just really show you guys what are the true pros and cons between both, right? We're just going to be really unbiased as best we can, but you know, as your realtor, I'm going to give you the real about what's happening. All right. Stay tuned if you want to learn more about buying versus renting. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to head into this home. I am super excited about it. Again, we are seeing this for the first time together, the very first time. So let's go ahead and go inside because it is a little noisy. There's still a lot of homes being built, which means there's a lot of opportunity in this neighborhood as well. So let's go ahead and take a look inside. All right, guys, you ready? Oh my God, I can't wait. Oh, and I love that they have the Christmas decorations up already. Like, that's always a plus. Like, it always gives people a nice, warm, and cozy feeling when people decorate. Like, why not? Okay, so we are in the home. Remember, guys, we are seeing this home together for the first time. Okay, so as soon as you walk in, beautiful entryway. Okay, nice long hallway leading you towards the kitchen. Right, so immediately to the right, we actually have this beautiful study that's giving you all the natural light coming off of the front of the home. So I love that it's forward facing. Right, and I really love looking at model homes too because you get so many inspo ideas from the decorations. Like, so now we're gonna be heading back to the hallway, okay? And then we take ourselves to the left, I'm sorry. So this is actually the garage, okay? So I know there's a lot going on here. You guys are like, what is going on? There's offices and everything like that. What is this? So because this is a model home, typically the sales agents, their office is in the garage. So by the time that they're ready to go ahead and sell this property, they're gonna completely redo all of this and it's gonna be turned into an actual garage. So this looks like it's going to be a 2-car garage. So this space will not just be open like this, okay? There will actually be a normal door here for you to have access to come in and out safely from your garage, okay? Now, right directly over across from it is a half bath, so it's really nice to know that there's a half bath as soon as you come into the home, okay? You don't have to have people walking all through your house just to get to the half bath, so love that. Now, proceeding on, we have the kitchen, okay, y'all, it smells really good in here. Like, it smells like Christmas. It smells so good. Oh my God, they even have some fresh baked cookies kind of brewing over there too. So I just wanted to kind of give you a little pan to see all of this beautiful white cabinetry. This backsplash, I definitely don't want to just get past this backsplash. So this is actually stone on the backsplash, which is very unique. I have not seen that in a long time. Like, I have not seen that recently in new construction, so I love that. I love that it's a gas range stove. Like, I am not an electric girl. Like, I love my gas stoves, okay? This black countertop is actually I'm not mad at this, okay? I'm actually not mad at that. Like, that looks really good, okay? So then coming over into the dining area, okay, everything is a nice open flowing concept right into the living room area. Look at that beautiful green Christmas tree, super cute, right? Okay, another thing that I love is that they actually have mixed a lot of different textures in the home. Like, that looks really good. Okay, so remember we talked about that they have the stone backsplash over in the kitchen area right behind the stove, but then they also have the siding as well as the tiles to create this beautiful centerpiece for the focal point of the room, which is going to be your entertainment section, right? TV, like, this all just comes together really nicely. Like, I absolutely love that. know people are gonna say, oh my God, it's not a lot of yard space. But given the area, right? Given the area, given the style of home, this is gonna be typical, okay? So all of the homes in this community are gonna be very similar as far as backyard space that you're gonna have out here. So not a whole lot, it's very minimalistic. So this is perfect for someone who's like, hey, I don't need a whole lot of grass, right? Like I just need the bare minimum to say I got some grass. If I wanna do some grilling outside, I can get that done. But I'm not trying to be out here slaving in a hot Houston heat, trying to work on some grass. We're just not doing it, okay? Utilizes the space under the stairs, because if they don't, it's honestly just dead space that just goes to waste. So I love that they added that extra space there. Oh my gosh, okay. So now we're upstairs. Okay, so up here, this is what we would call a game room area. So a nice, it's almost like a second living room, okay? Or a family room, which you would call it, right? Just giving you some extra space so that you and your friends and your family can come up here and just enjoy yourselves, kind of relax a little bit. The kids can come up and kind of just chill out or even do homework. So I really love this because, as you know, we're in Texas, right? We're in Houston, so we do not have basements. So I really love that builders are cognizant of that and they're offering this additional space in the home. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. This is really nice. You know, this is actually giving me primary bedroom vibes. I'm not sure yet. I have not seen the totality of the home. Oh, I know. This is definitely the master. This is the primary bedroom, okay? So I want to give you guys another quick roll through the bedroom because it is actually really, really pretty. Head into the primary bath. Oh my freaking God. Oh my, this is gorgeous. Look at this shower. Oh my God, look at this oversized shower. I absolutely love it. And going into the large vanity area with the double sinks. Have to have his and her sinks for sure. With the private water closet. Then we have this linen closet here as well. Nice, nice, nice. I'm really loving this bathroom. Very cute, cannot complain. Love this, it's really good. We're leading right into the master closet. I love that we have this island here, okay? So you'll be able to have some additional drawer space, right? To kind of just, you know, just prep and do everything you need to do as you're getting ready for the day. Give you guys a nice pan of this closet. This is a really nice closet, guys. So now coming out of the closet, we have the laundry room. Okay, so we got the laundry room upstairs. Nice space. We got this additional countertop to any folding or sorting that you need to do. Some nice cabinetry to keep all of your cleaning supplies in there. So now we're going across the way to one of the secondary bedrooms, which is very spacious, might I add. Wow. Okay, so this is giving adults only. Okay, it's giving the adults lounge, no kids allowed. Like, you guys have your second floor place. We've got our third floor area to hang out and chill. Like, yes, it's giving bar area, okay, to catch all the vibes, right? Then we've got our entertainment system, okay, nice seating area. Yeah, this is definitely adults only, for sure. Okay, now we're heading over to see the rest of the home. So it looks like there's another bedroom. Okay, so this will be a secondary bedroom. Again, guys, since this is a model home, that's why we see a lot of these different little signs and things like that up here. So this is actually what we would call the design center. Okay, the design center is where you get to come and pick out some different customizations that you like. Any upgrades that you see in the home, you can have that in your home as well. Hey guys, so I mean, what did you think? That was absolutely amazing. I told you guys, I had a feeling that this was going to blow me away, and I was blown away. I absolutely love all of the details in the home. I mean, especially the backsplash, like that stone accent on the backsplash in the kitchen just was like, oh my God, like that's giving me cozy, warm vibes. Like everything from start to finish in the home really made me feel like, hey, they took a lot of time in really planning out this model, right? Now, yes, there's a lot of upgrades in the home, which is totally fine, but as we talked about, you know, you can take advantage of the design center, and if you see an upgrade that you say, I absolutely have to have this in the home, you can do that. Right? Home is absolutely beautiful. So I'm just sitting here back in the study area in the office space because it was giving me a vibe, so I had to come back in here so we can have our little chit chat. So basically what I wanted to do is use this opportunity to really just inform you guys about new construction and what all of that looks like, right? There's so many different pieces that we can go into just to make sure that, hey, if new construction is something that you're interested in, you have all of the information that you need to really be an informed buyer, right? That is my number one priority, my number one goal whenever I'm working with a client. Okay, so let's get right into it. So purchasing a home is a really big deal, right? This is not something that you want to take lightly. Like, I'm sure no one does, right? This is honestly one of the biggest purchases that most people will make in their lifetime, right? So it's very serious. I take this very serious when I'm working with any of my clients because I'm working on this as if I was getting ready to purchase this home myself. So we are going through the nitty gritty, right? But before you even get to that point of saying that, hey, I'm ready to purchase a home, a lot of times when we're transitioning from renting to owning, there's just a lot of fears and anxiety. So we just gotta really get to it. We gotta talk through these things and we have to figure out, hey, what are truly the pros and cons for renting versus buying? Okay. Renting allows you to have ample flexibility, right? You're able to set your lease terms, whether you want to be on month to month. It's gonna be super expensive, right? You can do 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 12 months, 14, 15 months, whatever that looks like for you, you have that flexibility. So if you decide that, hey, I no longer really like this area, I no longer like this home or this apartment, I can just leave when my lease is over, or I can pay to break my lease, or I can pay to terminate my lease, right? So it gives you the utmost flexibility. The next thing that people really love about renting is that low maintenance, right? That low maintenance gets everyone, right? You don't have to worry about when something breaks. You don't have to worry about the maintenance and the upkeep of inside or outside, especially if you're apartment style living. Now, when it comes to a single family rental property, yes, there may be some maintenance that you may have to keep up as the tenant, right? So sometimes you may have to keep up with the lawn care, right? Or things of that nature. But for the most part, when we're looking at, you know, those that are living in apartments, and for most single family homes, there is very little, very minimal maintenance that you're required to do. And that's something that a lot of people really enjoy because that's less money that they're going to have to worry about coming out of their pocket. They have a set amount of money that they can expect to pay on a month-to-month basis. So the next thing that people truly love about renting are the amenities, right? These are amenities that you can't just get anywhere. So especially here in Houston, in the greater Houston area, we have a lot of great amenities for our apartment complexes. Just top notch. I mean, from every price point, they are amazing. We're talking luxury resort style pools. We're talking theaters. We're talking bowling alleys. I mean, we're talking expansive, just beautiful, knock your socks off clubhouses, right? Just so many different vibes, right? Just gives you this very luxury, very luxe feeling, right? And it's all wrapped up into this one monthly payment, right? Those are different things that you're not going to get on the other side when you're purchasing a single family home. Now, unless you're going into a master plan community. So it really just depends on your lifestyle, what makes best sense for you. All right, so now we've talked about the pros of renting, right? So now we're gonna talk about the cons. All right, what are some of the things that we can just not stand about renting, okay? So some of the cons about renting, you are literally living with hundreds of people day in and day out. Like, that is one of the biggest issues that a lot of people deal with renting. You know, a lot of people take a lot of time to really try to find a community that works for them, right? Asking a lot of questions. Hey, is this a quiet community? What does it look like on the weekends? And sometimes you can ask a lot of questions, but you may not be able to really pinpoint what actually happens in that community. So sometimes you may think that it could be a great fit for you because when you did your tour of the property, everything seemed great, right? Everything was nice, relaxing, it was perfect. But then once you move in and you start seeing what it really looks like on the weekends or in the evenings, and you just realize that, oh my God, this is a party apartment. Everyone is always going out. Everyone's always having parties in their apartments. It's constantly loud. There's a lot of noise. That can be a bit much, right? You can just, from A to Z, there's just a lot of different possibilities that can happen when you're living with so many people, right? So the next thing that I would say is a con of renting is the fact that you are truly paying your landlord's mortgage, like, and then some, right? Doesn't matter if you're living in a single family home, working with a private landlord, or you're in an apartment complex with hundreds of other residents. That mortgage has been paid over and over and over again. So when the conversation comes up about interest rates are really high right now, it's not really a great time to buy. Well, if we're being honest right now, you're already paying 100% interest. So if you're concerned about the 7 or 8% interest on purchasing a home, that's honestly a win if we really look at it, okay? The next thing that we see as a con with renting is not having options, right? The biggest thing that I really talk to my clients about is when you're renting, you do not have options on what happened. Perfect example. I had a client who told me that recently the reason why she had to move into the place that she's living in now is because she was living in a single family home, right? She had been living there for the last 5 years. She had all of her children there. So it was just, she had a really strong bond and connection with this home, right? It felt like, you know, it felt like her home truly, because she had been there for so many years. 5 years is a long time to be in one place. So she told me that one day she got a call from her landlord saying, hey, I just sold the property and you have to move in 30 days. Could you imagine getting a phone call like that? You've got to move in 30 days somewhere that you've called home for the last 5 years, right? So that completely just uprooted her and her family. She had to quickly find a new place to live, and now they're in an apartment where it's honestly not conducive or comfortable for her family because they're not used to that, right? So those are the things that I'm speaking about, right? You don't have options and a whole lot of control over what happens because you do not own that property, right? So when we talk about the pros and cons versus renting and owning a home, right? You owning a home just opens the door for you to have way more options because now you're in the seat of ownership, right? With ownership, no one can take that away from you, right? You own the property. No one can tell you when you can stay, when you can leave, how long you can be there, how you can live in the property. This is your property, okay? So now moving on to the pros of owning, okay? So not only is owning a home a huge accomplishment, first and foremost, okay? Huge accomplishment, but you're truly setting yourself up for your future. So a lot of times people get caught up on, hey, well, you know, I really want to purchase a home, but you know, what I can afford is not what I necessarily want. It's not my dream home. So I'm just going to wait until I can afford my dream home. But let me tell you this, you do not want to use that strategy. That's actually one of the worst strategies that you can do, waiting to purchase a home so that it can be your dream home. Your first home is truly just that, your first home. It's not meant to be your forever home, and it's definitely not meant to be your dream home. However, if you can use it as an opportunity to really help you to put yourself into position to purchase your dream home. Let me give you an example. One of my clients, they purchased their home back in 2019. Okay, this was their very first home, lovely couple. They were actually just had their daughter. They just had their first child, okay? They just had their first child, so they were really eager, like, hey, we want to raise our children. You know, we want to raise our children in a home, right? We don't want to be in an apartment. It's just not going to work for us. Okay, great. So we found them an amazing new construction home. It was a beautiful home, a great starter home. Like, they couldn't have picked a better starter home, okay? It was a 4-bedroom home, 2.5 bath. Like, it was just beautiful. 2 years later, they called me and said, hey, Makia, you know, we gotta move. I'm like, move? It's only been 2 years. What's going on? What's happening? Well, her fiance just got, well, now husband, at the time it was her fiance, okay? Her now husband, he got a new job, all right? And it was clear across the city, like literally an hour's drive, just one way. So she's like, there's no way that he's gonna be driving 2 hours every day just for his commute back and forth to work. So they're like, we have to move. We can't do this. So we sold their home. Their net proceeds from the sale of their home was a little under $50,000. $50,000. They were able to use that $50,000 to go purchase their next home. And guess what they did? They bought another new construction home, right? So now they upgraded. Right? How amazing is that? So when I say use this time to put yourself in position to be able to purchase your next home, which is going to get you closer to your dream home, real estate can absolutely help you do that, right? And now they're expecting another baby. So they're on baby number 2 now. So this was all just a really great timing for them. I am so excited for them. I'm so excited for them, not only because they were able to upgrade their home and to have more space for their growing family, but also because they truly listened to the things that I was showing them and teaching them about real estate and how they can really maximize this opportunity and really generate some wealth for their family. I mean, $50,000, like what could you do with $50,000? Like, seriously. So another benefit of new construction is that there are incentives, like a lot of incentives with new construction. So let's say, for example, right now we're in December. December is the optimal time to purchase new construction. There is so much happening right now in new construction. It's honestly out of control. So the last quarter of the year, this is when builders are trying to close out their books, right? The year is over for them. They want to focus on the next year. They are already in 2023, okay? So they have inventory homes. Inventory homes are homes that are already built, have everything ready to go, and you can move in today. They're move-in ready. Those are inventory homes. So builders say, hey, well, we've got these inventory homes. We don't want to carry these inventory homes into the next year. So let's make it really worthwhile for these buyers to be able to purchase new constructions. So they throw all of these different incentives at the buyers to just really entice them, okay? So let me give you an example. The builder that we're at right now, one of the incentives that they have is $20,000 to you as the buyer. $20,000. I'm gonna say it again. $20,000. Okay, and it's not just $20,000. $20,000 that you can use how you choose. Okay, so the use how you choose method really allows you to have maximum flexibility. Okay, so you can use it towards the purchase price of your home. So now you can bring the purchase price down by $20,000. You can use it towards your closing costs, right? So now it's reducing the amount of money that you have to bring to closing, right? Which is always a plus. I'm always a fan of using other people's money. We're preserving our cash and using their money, okay? So you can also use it towards buying down your interest rate. If you're someone that's just hard pressed on, I do not like these interest rates right now, you can buy down your interest rates. So again, you have options, because we've talked about how with being a homeowner, you just have far more options. We're talking about $20,000, okay? Like when you're renting, I mean, the most you might get is your deposit back, and that's like slim to none. You know, you're really not getting, the likelihood of you getting your deposit back is just slim to none. But truly, when you walk away from renting, it is very expensive, right? Because not only are you getting a small portion of your deposit back, but let's even say that you get all of your deposit back. Okay, great. Well, now you have to pay for moving expenses to get yourself into a new home. You have to pay a new deposit, your first month's rent, right? You have to pay all of these, your application fee, your admin fee. You just spent all of this money just to move yourself into a new apartment, when you can use that money towards owning your own home. So at this point, watching the video, you should already know where you should be slinging. Like, you know what side you should be on now, because who's giving out $20,000 like that? Like, who's doing that?
Now, the third really great pro about owning a home, but not just any home, but new construction, is that this is a brand new home. A brand new home. So when we talk about having that flexibility, so a lot of times first time buyers are just really concerned about having that freedom and flexibility. We love our freedom, right? But the reality is, for people purchasing their first home, people are truly only staying in their homes for 3 to 5 years on average, right? It used to be about 5 to 7 years, and that number has completely come down because people are moving a lot more. People are having a lot more transitions in their lives. So going back to that example with my clients, they're only in their home for about 2 years. So that really does fall in line with that average that, hey, people aren't staying in their home for their first home for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. Again, because it's just your first home. That's it, right? But the great thing about it being new construction, when it does come time to sell, it's still a fairly new home. I mean, my clients that sold their home after 2 years, that's like a gently used home. Like, the home was still brand spanking new. There were no repairs that need to be done, like no major repairs. I think that one of the repairs was from their daughter drawing with crayon on the wall. Like, very simple repairs. So that's a huge plus, right? Because now you're putting yourself in the best position for when it's time to sell your home, right? It's not the same when you're buying a pre-existing home, and it's definitely not the same when you're moving from apartment to apartment. That option doesn't come there. So again, it's just going back to all of the options. And one thing that I cannot gloss over, I cannot skip, I cannot neglect to talk about in this video is what's currently happening in the economy. Every single one of you has felt in some area or aspect of your life, you have felt inflation. You have felt the prices of just any goods or services that you use on a regular basis increase, right? And that is very true when it comes to renting. Right now, we're already at a 12.5% increase on rent. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. So that means that renters are seeing anywhere from maybe a $200 increase to maybe even a $400 increase on their rent just at the time of releasing. That is a lot of money, especially when it's unexpected. And especially when nothing has been upgraded or changed about where you're living, right? So a lot of times people are put into a position where they can no longer afford to stay where they've been living, and now they have to move, right? So now they're looking at places to move, and just to find something comparable, right, to where they currently live, they see that it's still more expensive just to replace the space that you've already been living in. Or now maybe you have to move even further outside of town to be able to get something that's affordable for you, right? It's really making it really difficult for a lot of people. But that's not the only thing. Remember, we also talked about the cost around moving. So sometimes the cost around having to move outweigh the cost of staying. So a lot of times people end up staying in these leases that they're uncomfortable with, that they don't care for because the rent is so high right now, okay? And unfortunately, I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's expected to increase. It's expected to continue to increase up to 36% into next year. 36%. Yeah. So if your lease hasn't expired recently and you haven't felt it yet, I am just here to let you know that it is coming very soon. We're getting to a point where it's going to be more affordable to own a home than to rent. It is literally going to be more affordable for you to have a mortgage than to have a lease. Crazy, right? If you don't believe me, just watch what happens. So the best thing that you can do for yourself is to educate yourself on what options you have around home ownership. Not saying that you have to pull the plug and do it right now, but what better way to prepare yourself than to start looking at what is required and what's needed of you to be able to purchase a home. So I definitely want you to stay tuned and to keep watching as we go through this Vlogmas series, because I am going to be giving you all the ins and outs of new construction. We're going to go through what it looks like to purchase a home, what it looks like to get the keys to a new construction. We're going to go through it all, and every day we're going to be able to look at a new beautiful home so that you can just see all the magnificent beauties here in Houston, Texas, inside of the I-10 loop. And we're gonna do this again, okay? So I want you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can stay with us on this journey of learning about the new construction home buying process. All right, so see you guys later.